Breaking news: the LA Chargers have just received major injury updates ahead of their showdown with the Kansas City Chiefs. And trust me, this could completely change how Week 1 plays out. Stay locked in, because the details we're about to share might shock a lot of NFL fans. Before we dive into the latest headlines, make sure to subscribe to the channel, hit that like button, and turn on the bell icon so you never miss breaking updates on your Chargers. Now, let's jump right into the news. The Chargers are breathing a sigh of relief as star running back Najee Harris was a full participant in practice. That means he's officially ready to go for Week 1. Huge news for LA, because Harris brings experience, balance, and takes pressure off rookie Marion Hampton, who doesn't have to carry the load alone in his first NFL game. Meanwhile, the Chiefs are facing the opposite problem. Wide receiver Dylan Riola was a non-participant in Tuesday's practice, confirming that he's not ready to return. For a Kansas City squad that already has serious question marks at the wide receiver position, this is a major setback. Add to that defensive tackle Norman Lott being limited in practice, and suddenly the Chiefs don't look quite as sharp as fans expected. With the momentum swinging in Los Angeles' favor, the question is, can the Chargers capitalize and take down the defending champs in Week 1? Now here's where things get interesting. The Chiefs are heading into Week 1 with two rookies already on the injury list, not exactly the kind of start you want if you're defending champions. Yes, it's still Kansas City. They've got Patrick Mahomes, and they've got Andy Reid, two of the smartest football minds in the league. You can never count them out. But let's be honest, this isn't the same Chiefs offense we saw in their prime. Gone are the days of peak Travis Kelce dominating every drive, and of course, the Tyreek Hill era is long gone. What's left is still dangerous, but it feels different. And if there was ever a time to catch them off guard, it might just be Week 1. On the other sideline, the Chargers are looking much healthier. Najee Harris is good to go, Marion Hampton is ready to contribute, and outside of Elijah Molden still being sidelined, this roster is largely intact. That's a big deal when you compare it to Kansas City missing a couple of key rookies right out of the gate. And don't forget the setting, this isn't a typical opener. The Chargers and Chiefs are meeting in a different country, divisional rivals clashing on neutral ground. That kind of atmosphere has a way of shaking things up, and if you're Los Angeles, this is your shot to make things messy for a team that's been running the division for years. So here's the real question: are the Chargers ready to finally flip the script on the Chiefs, or will Mahomes and company find another way to silence the noise? That's the beauty of divisional football, you face these teams twice every season, and every matchup brings a chance to flip the narrative. For the Chargers, this opener isn't just another game. It's a chance to show they can go toe-to-toe with the Chiefs and prove they belong at the top of the AFC West conversation. Now, let's talk predictions. Analysts are already throwing out bold calls, like wideout lad Monty potentially going for over 80 receiving yards and a touchdown in this game. And why not? The Chargers have a young playmaker who crossed the 1,000-yard mark as a rookie, and year 2 could be even bigger. That's always the question: what does that leap from the first year to the second really look like? If he takes that next step, Los Angeles suddenly has a rising star who can tilt the field. And it doesn't stop there. This offense is quietly stacking weapons. Najee Harris is healthy and expected to split carries with rookie Marion Hampton, creating a 1-2 punch in the backfield. Then you add in targets like Kandre Lambert-Smith and Aronda Gadsden, plus a reliable group of tight ends who bring consistency and toughness. Put all of that together, and you've got an offense that doesn't just rely on one or two names, it's layered, balanced, and dangerous. So, when the lights come on in Week 1, the big question is, can this group rise to the moment and finally outgun Kansas City? When it comes to this matchup, one name always looms large: Patrick Mahomes. And let's be real, if there's one player who owns Week 1, it's him. In his 7 career openers, Mahomes has piled up over 2,000 passing yards, 21 touchdowns, and only 2 interceptions. Those are video game numbers. It's the perfect storm: Mahomes' talent, Andy Reid's genius in designing openers, and Travis Kelce's reliability. Together, it makes Kansas City one of the hardest teams in football to ambush out of the gate. Now, that doesn't mean they're invincible. In fact, if you had to pick a time to take them down, Week 1 might actually be the best shot. Early in the season, teams are still ironing things out. The Chiefs are trying to fill gaps at wide receiver, their rookies are banged up, and the chemistry isn't at mid-season form yet. If the Chargers want to shock the division, this is the moment to strike. But here's a twist that Chargers fans will find both hilarious and infuriating. Have you noticed Nebraska quarterback Dylan Riola? His dad once played center for the Detroit Lions, but the story now is about his son, and how much he looks and plays like Mahomes. Same style, same number, same swagger, even down to the haircut and mannerisms. It's like watching a Mahomes clone in the making. And for anyone who already feels the Chiefs have tormented the Chargers long enough, the idea of another Mahomes-like quarterback coming up the pipeline almost feels unfair. It's the last thing LA fans want to think about heading into a divisional showdown. So yes, the Chargers have an opportunity here, but make no mistake, Mahomes and the Chiefs remain the ultimate measuring stick. Let's clear something up, no one's blaming Patrick Mahomes for being Patrick Mahomes. He's earned the spotlight with his creativity and swagger. The real frustration comes from watching someone else try to imitate him step for step. That's where Nebraska's Dylan Riola enters the picture. Same number, same look, same style, it's almost uncanny. For fans who are already tired of seeing Mahomes dominate Sundays, the thought of another version popping up in college football feels almost like a cruel joke. You see it in the little details. The casual way Mahomes calls for motion. The subtle gestures in the huddle. The relaxed, almost nonchalant body language before the snap. Riola seems to be mimicking all of it. And while imitation might be flattery for rival fans, it's just another reminder of how much one quarterback has changed the game. But let's bring this back to the Chargers, because this is where it really matters. All eyes are on Justin Herbert. The talent is undeniable: arm strength, accuracy, poise under pressure. He checks every box you'd want in a franchise quarterback. Yet, the numbers don't lie. Against Mahomes, Herbert is just 2-7. Time and time again, the Chargers have been close, only to fall short at the finish line. That's the story Herbert is trying to rewrite. Because at some point, raw talent and flashy stats aren't enough, you've got to start stacking wins against the very best. And nothing would send a louder message to the league than beating Mahomes and the Chiefs right out of the gate in Week 1. So the stage is set. The question is no longer whether Herbert can play at an elite level, we already know he can. The real question is, can he finally get over the Kansas City hurdle and change the Chargers' narrative once and for all? Justin Herbert has all the tools to be one of the best quarterbacks in football. The arm talent, the composure, the ability to light up a defense, it's all there. But here's the reality of today's NFL: being good isn't enough. To reach the top, you have to survive the gauntlet of elite quarterbacks: Mahomes, Burrow, Allen, Lamar Jackson. That's the level Herbert is chasing, and the only way to prove he belongs is to start beating them head to head. And that's what makes this opener so important. A win against Mahomes wouldn't just be another victory, it would send a message that Herbert and the Chargers are ready to climb into that top tier. Most analysts see this playing out the same old way: Mahomes makes the magic happen, Kansas City edges out a narrow win, and the national narrative doesn't change. But that's exactly why this game matters. What if the Chargers flip the script? What if they finally land the punch that no one expects? Because if Los Angeles walks away 1-0 while the Chiefs stumble out of the gate, the entire conversation around the AFC West changes overnight. Suddenly, it's not just Kansas City's division to run. Suddenly, the Chargers are right there, ready to shake things up. This isn't just another game on the schedule. It's a chance to rewrite the story. And that's why this matchup feels bigger than Week 1, it feels like the start of something that could define the Chargers season.